What's up, guys? At this point, I don't even think I need to explain anymore what's going on. I'm not gonna sit here and say I'm sorry. I'm not gonna sit here and say I'm gonna be more consistent, because we both know that in previous times that has not come true, and it's just not gonna happen. I'm sorry. I mean, I'm trying. I just, it's the big L word. I mean, you guys know what I'm talking about. It's just you know, it's just weird. But I am back with another video after a long layoff. I mean, I kind of told myself I wouldn't talk about being gone for so long and being away for the longest time and not making videos. But some things have changed. Sorry, I keep looking this way. If you have seen my videos from before, you could tell this isn't my usual backdrop. I mean, I don't usually have like a green screen behind me or anything. I don't really have anything behind me. I was in my room before, and technically I still am in my room. It's just not the same room as before, so I can kind of give you a hint on stuff that's been going on. But that's just one of, I wouldn't want to say many things, but that's something that's just been going on. I'll give you guys a room tour maybe at the end of the video, but my room's a bit of a mess, so I don't think that's going to happen this time. If I sound like I'm yelling a little bit, it's because I'm a little bit further away from my camera than I'm normally used to. And you can tell I'm kind of zoomed in pretty hard at the moment, but I mean, I got to do what I got to do to make it work. I really did want to make a video, and I've been contemplating making a video for the longest time. I've been contemplating getting a new camera for the longest time, but what's the point of getting a new camera if I'm not going to upload a video? So I'm going to try and make at least anywhere between 5 to 10 videos. Not going to give you guys a time period when and where, but I will try to make at least 5 to 10 videos. So that's how long it's been since I've recorded a video. My battery died. But like I was saying, yeah, so if I could try and do something where I can get at least 5 to 10 videos out and get my channel going again, I think I could probably reward myself with a new camera. Probably something where, you know, I don't have to be stuck in front of just the same place over and over. Maybe something with a flip out screen. I've been thinking about getting a T90, the Canon T90 that just released. I mean, it could be a good camera. I could use that to vlog a lot easier because I can see myself in the camera. I could actually use a microphone adapter to it, so you guys don't have to hear my dogs in the background. And it's probably just an overall better camera, but it's over $1,000, and I don't see myself shelling out that much money for something I probably won't use all that often. I'm not going to be making videos, but I'm going to try. I mean, at least the one thing I can do is try. I'm not going to promise videos when and where. I'm not going to try and tell you guys, alright, look out for a new video here or there or whatever. If I can do it, great. If not, I mean, I'm sorry guys, but I'm gonna try. I mean, if you guys are still subscribed and you guys are still liking and commenting and fucking, you know, turning on the post notifications, then I'm happy with that. But if not, I mean, it's whatever. I mean, thanks for being here. Thanks for being around. So without further ado, guys, let's get into the video. So I kind of want to do a new series that's gonna make me record videos, because it's not as often as I want it to be, but at the same time it's something just to get me started. And by that I will do like weekly update videos, and that's something I could just do to start up and get motivated to do this stuff again, because it's only once a week. I mean, if I can commit myself to doing 1 video a week, and maybe can increase to 2 or 3, but like I said, I'm not gonna promise anything. I'm just gonna do it and see if it works out. But this is the Concerned Sports Fan YouTube channel, so I'm gonna talk about sports right now, and I'm gonna get it started because over the last week in sports, I mean, we've seen some things go down, and we've seen a lot of things, drama, I should say. We've seen a lot of drama go through in the football world. The whole AB saga, Jalen Ramsey, just Melvin Gordon. I mean, there's a whole lot of things going on in the NFL right now that probably would have made for some good content, honestly, but you know, it's my mistake. But you know, let's see what we can do here. But if you guys have been keeping up, then you guys should know already that Antonio Brown is no longer in the NFL. How long is that going to be for? Who knows? He did it on his own, technically, kinda. I mean, he was with the Raiders, he was with the Patriots, and he got traded, and he got released, and Steelers didn't want him, the Raiders didn't want him anymore. At the end of the day, the Patriots said they didn't want him either. I mean, can you blame them though? It's like, at what point do you as a person think to yourself and say, I am the best person in the league, I'm the best player in the league, every team needs me. If I'm not in the league, it's not the best league ever, it's not nothing. I make the league, I am the best person in the league. And Antonio Brown, you are sadly mistaken. You do not make the league. Yeah, you might think you're all that, you might think you're hot shit and you're all that in a bag of chips, but bro, you're never going to see this. I could care less, but you're not all that, dude. I mean, you're telling me one person really thinks he's worth more than the NFL, or he can do much more than the NFL, to say that the league needs you, or like, this is nothing without me, or this, that, and the other. I mean, dude, it's honestly sad what's going on with him. And if you really, really get to think about it, this is a guy who was at the beginning of the year set to make $50 million in guaranteed money, like guaranteed money in the NFL for the contract that he had with the Raiders, and then gets in trouble and then loses $30 million of that guaranteed money, and then boom, just really doesn't have much anymore. He has $20 million, which I'm not gonna say isn't much, but at the same time, it's like $50 million to $20 million. That's half your money right there. And then we say, you know what, screw it, we're just going to release you, dude. We're not going to pay you anything. We don't want to deal with you anymore. So we cut him. He gets signed to the Patriots for a $15 million deal for a year, which is half of what he would have gotten paid with us. But because these allegations kept coming up of sexual assault and all that stuff that was going on, dude, I mean, for somebody like that to be in the league, I wouldn't want him in the league, honestly. Like, we've seen stuff with the Ray Rice situation, the Kareem Hunts, the Greg Hardys, just people who are in the league get in trouble with stuff like that, the Alden Smiths, and they just get booted out of the league for a good reason, honestly. I mean, for people to think it's okay to hit women, or think it's okay to do what they do and not get away, and think they're going to get away with it, it's just not right. So for him not to be in the league anymore is probably the best thing that's going right now. But yeah, he gets released. Imagine, he went from making $50 million to only making $100,000, which is something I would love to do. I would love to make $100,000. But try thinking it from his situation, from where he's gone and where he's now at. He's back in school, luckily for him. As you can tell, I still got the dogs in the background, guys. New microphone would fix that, but I'm going to be patient. You know, I'm going to wait. I'll be patient. But yeah. To think where he was at before with the money that he was going to make, and now going back to college, good for him, but at the same time, it's like, you had it all. He was literally one of those guys who had everything and now has nothing. And that's his deal, but apparently from his agent, Drew Rosenhaus, people still think he's worth something and he might have a future in the league. I don't think so, honestly. I don't think he'll get placed on the commissioner's exempt list where he won't be able to play anymore until he's off the list. But at the same time, it's like, for the drama that he causes everywhere he's gone, from with the Steelers to the Raiders to the Patriots, it's like, why want to take that on, honestly? He's that good of a player, but why would you want to put your team through that? Now, Jalen Ramsey wants out of the Jacksonville Jaguars. This is another one of those situations where a player thinks he's above the team, he's above the rest, and he thinks, you know what, I don't need to be here, I'm too good to be here. He doesn't like the coach, he doesn't like this or that or the other. He got into it with his head coach, and all of a sudden, just, I want out. But I'm kind of glad they're not trading him at the moment, the Jaguars, but it's something that does hurt the locker room, because imagine, he's your best cornerback that you have, he's probably one of your best defenders, and he's not going to be there anymore to help you guys out. So yeah, your defense does struggle with that. But at the same time, it's like giving into these players who, because of one thing or the other, just aren't happy and they want to leave and they want to get out, or they want their contracts and they won't settle for anything less. Like, I am so tired of that, honestly. Like, I just wish that an owner or a team president or a GM would just say, you know what, I'm done. I don't, like, it's kind of like what the Raiders do with Antonio Brown. Like, we're done, dude. Like, we're done kind of taking care of you or trying to have your back or trying to comfort to your needs. Like, we're just done. And the Jaguars are doing pretty much that at the moment. They're not looking to trade Jalen Ramsey at the moment. They would rather have him sit at home, do nothing. And think about it. That's worse for him because he's actually losing out on future deals. Like, would he rather actually wait 2 more years until his contract agreement is up for him to be able to play again? Imagine if he doesn't play for 2 years. Like, how do you come back from that? I mean, Le'Veon Bell only was out for a year, and I'll get into that in a bit. But at the same time, it's like, why would you want to put yourself through that for 2 years? Like, why not just come back? Like, come back and play, stick through it. I mean, show your self-worth, or show what you think you're worth to all these other teams in the league to make them want you even more. That to the point where the Jaguars have no choice in trading but to trade you because it's that good of a deal. But if you're just sitting at home for one reason or the other, I mean, yeah, first he was sick, now he's having his kid, and now he has back issues. Like what is all that, man? I mean, I'm getting tired of it. I mean, the same thing is happening in basketball, which I didn't really like either. I mean, the whole Anthony Davis situation where he really just wanted out. He didn't want to be there anymore. He gets sent to the Lakers because that's what he actually wanted. And, like, why give these players what they want when in reality it's like it just hurts your team in the long run? I mean, yeah, the Pelicans ended up with Zion Williamson and have a really, really good young core, but at the same time it's like, let these guys suffer, honestly. Like, if you're getting paid so much money to go play a sport, and you should be honored, you should be lucky to like actually have this opportunity to do this, and you're just complaining for one thing or the other because you're too prideful or you think you deserve more or something like that. But at the same time, you're hurting yourself, you're hurting your team. And if you're not a big team guy and you're just a me guy, like a lot of these people are nowadays with the Jalen Ramseys, the Antonio Browns, the Le'Veon Bells, the Melvin Gordons, I can go on and on just naming me guys. That hurts team chemistry, that hurts your team, that hurts your fans. Fans no longer want to be with you, like be behind you. Like, I'm not a me guy, I'm a team guy. That's what I always try to be in sports, but to see stuff like that going on with Jalen Ramsey, with him trying to complain and not want to be in the team, then I mean, more power to him. But honestly, I hope he either plays for the Jaguars or doesn't play at all. I mean, they'll probably trade him because, to be honest, like, why would you have somebody just sitting at home that's worth something and not trade him? But at the same time, like, if you really want to teach these guys a lesson, you let them sit at home. Melvin Gordon is another me guy. Another thing that's going on in the NFL. Melvin Gordon actually reported to camp today. And today being Thursday, so when this goes out, it'll probably be Friday or Saturday when you guys are watching this. But yeah, he finally reported to training camp, or just camp in general at this point. I mean, this is week 3 coming up now, week 4 coming up now, and he's now coming back after he told himself and told the Chargers that he's not coming back until he gets a new deal. He was trying to pull Le'Veon Bell, but he cracked. I mean, honestly, he's in a different situation than Le'Veon Bell was. Actually, no, they're actually in pretty similar situations where they both wanted new contracts and they were both willing to sit out until they got new deals. But at the same time, they weren't going to get those new deals. I mean, with the teams where they were in at least. But Le'Veon Bell sat out a whole year, came back, and is now playing with the Jets, who haven't won a game yet. But he swears that they're going to do something in the next couple of years, but good for him, I guess. But Melvin Gordon, he cracked. He finally showed up to camp. Won't play this Sunday, but it looks like he will be getting some time in. He probably saw that Austin Eckler was actually doing really well this season and thought to himself, hey, this isn't looking good for me. I think I need to get back in there. I think what he expected was the Chargers to struggle really bad and then jump back in there to save the day with the new contract, but that doesn't look like it's happening. So Austin Eckler and Melvin Gordon will be handling the ball now for the Chargers. He's a me guy. What did you want him to do? What did you expect? I mean, he was one of those guys who's going to sit there and think to himself, like, I'm going to make so much money because they're going to have to pay me or they're going to let me go, and I'm going to make so much money somewhere else. But that didn't happen. But I mean, he learned his lesson. He came back and he's going to play now, but he'll miss this week, but he'll be back next week. But I mean, that's just what's going to happen. You have to let these guys learn their lesson to where they say to themselves, like, okay, maybe I should go back to work. I mean, man, I would love to do that. Let me go home and not go to work for 3 days and try to tell them, like, hey, I'm not coming back till you guys pay me more. See how good that goes. I'll get fired in 2 seconds and they'll replace me with some guy off the block in like an hour. So, I mean, if it only were that simple. I mean, these are pro athletes. These are like top of the line elite players, but it just happens like that, I guess. So now getting into basketball, this is going to be great. I know I was so ready for football season to finally show up and be there. Now that it's here, it's great. I love football. It's like the best time for like sports in general, just because football just makes everything better. I mean, if you don't agree with that, then I'm sorry, you're mistaken. But I could understand being not a football fan. But yeah, for basketball's coming back soon. ESPN is releasing their power rankings for players right now. They're releasing the top 100, and then they released LeBron James's number. So they basically released LeBron James at a number 3 in the top 100 power rankings, and people weren't happy about that for some reason. Keep in mind he missed 15 games at least. He missed last season. And even with that, he still shut himself down towards the end of the year. I mean, it's unfortunate. It's his age showing. And it kind of sucks because over the last couple days, over the last week, maybe I've been seeing a lot of these players who I could say I kind of grew up watching, whether in whatever sport it is. I mean, in baseball, for example, we had like Albert Pujols who might retire this year. Ichiro retired earlier at the beginning of this year. For basketball, we had Vince Carter is still around, but you know he's getting up there, so he might be one more year and done. For soccer, you got the likes of Ronaldo and Messi who are taking more time off because of injuries and just in age. Tom Brady in football is starting to take days off because of his age, and it's the whole age thing. Father Time is undefeated, unfortunately, but to be number 3 and you're LeBron. To be ranked number 3 in the world behind Giannis and Kawhi, who honestly in my mind were like 1 and 2 when it came to the MVP voting. Giannis ended up winning the MVP, and then Kawhi for some reason was like number 3 behind Harden for some reason. But honestly, I think he could have made a good push to win the whole thing. I mean, he did win an NBA championship, and I think that's what counts in the end. But for people not to be happy with LeBron being number 3 out of the 100 is kind of ridiculous, honestly. He is still one of the best players in the world when he's healthy. He's a freight train. He can't be stopped. He will score at will if he really, really wants to. He'll just get in the paint, just score whenever he wants. So for him to be number 3 is just great at his age. I mean, you could tell me a guy who's in his mid-30s already, probably pushing his last 2 or 3 years to be number 3 in the world. Not a good idea. I mean, come on. Kevin Durant, yes, isn't in the league this year because he is hurt and most likely will sit out the rest of the year. But honestly, I think he still would have been like 4 or 5, probably right behind LeBron James. But for people not to be happy, it's kind of ungrateful and it's kind of selfish because, I mean, what do you want him to do? You want him to be number 1 forever? He's not going to retire as number 1, unfortunately. I mean, he'll continue to play this year and break some more records in scoring or assisting or steals or rebounds or dribbles or whatever. He's going to do something. He's gonna break some records because he's LeBron. He's been in the league long enough to break these records, and that's what we should be enjoying. We shouldn't be arguing that, oh, he should be number 1, he should be number 2, whatever it is. For him to be number 3 is probably still like one of the biggest honors I think he'll get for a while, because I think at this point it's just going to go down. He's a 3-time MVP who should probably be like a 4 or 5-time MVP in my opinion, but I'm not an NBA writer, so it doesn't really matter. But it comes down to the point where we just have to admire and take in these last final moments of LeBron, which will probably be another year or 2, probably another 2 or 3, honestly, where he'll try to play. I mean, he says he wants to play as long as possible to play with his son, but look at Vince Carter right now. If Vince Carter can do it, why can't LeBron do it? But at that point, like, do you really want to do that? Do you really want to be that guy who bounces around from team to team every year and like doesn't really have a home, doesn't really have a purpose, like just that veteran presence with a bunch of young guys? I don't think you really want to do that if you're LeBron. You really want to retire what you want to retire, when you want to retire, how you want to retire, whether that's back in Cleveland or one more run in Miami or as a Laker, however you want to do it. I mean, that's up to him. But at this point, if we're debating whether he's 1, 2, or 3, I think we're just grasping at straws here. I think we should just admire that he's here. He's gonna be here for a little while longer. We should just admire that and take that in. So that's gonna wrap it up right here. I wasn't talking about some baseball, but you know what? Baseball's coming to this postseason, and we'll talk about that when it's all said and done. The postseason is wrapping up. The regular season is wrapping up, so I think we'll talk about that when it's time. We'll go over my prediction. We'll go over my predictions that I made at the beginning of the year and how they're going into now. But for now, I'm just gonna wrap it up there. This is probably a good place for my first video in a while, but I really want to thank you guys again for tuning into another video. I know it's been a long time coming, and if you guys were expecting it, great. If not, then whatever. I mean, thanks for clicking on the video anyways. Keep an eye out for this video, or maybe something else coming in the future, but no promises, like I said. But for now, guys, thank you guys for being here, and again, don't forget to like, don't forget to comment, don't forget to subscribe, don't forget to turn on post notifications. Follow me on Instagram, Twitter, and I have an email down below if you guys have any questions, suggestions, or comments that you guys want to get in touch with. So, like I said, I am the Concerned Sports Fan. This is the Concerned Sports Fan YouTube channel, and I'm out.